What's going on? All right. Jared Carlos, 1760. What's going on? Okay. Cecilou, if I said that correct, how's it going? Just trying to decide. I don't usually start a sketch with a blue pencil, but I'm doing it today, and I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but I'm going to roll with it. Don't even know if you guys can see it or not. It's so light. All right. I'm thinking I'm going to have something big like this. No. Like that. And like that. Let me see if I can... There's that. Can you guys see that a little bit better? Okay. These should go out just a little bit wider like that. A little bit wider like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw some circles here. Some circles here. When I like to sketch out a piece, new piece, I hold the pencil way back here. I noticed that if I hold way up here, I get way too precise and way too heavy with the pencil. So I'm going to hold it way back here, and it just lets me flow a little bit smoother, a little bit softer, and piece it all together. So I'm going to go from these triangles here and create. Oh, you want to see the pressure of the outline? I don't know if I can really hold the phone and do it at the same time, because I'm holding down here. I'm holding the bottom of the paper so it doesn't slide around. So I'm using both hands. Okay. And then from this circle here, I'm gonna go super wide here. Super wide here. This is gonna be we have a skull here, and we have some gigantic pectoralis right here, lats here. This guy's gonna be doing a giant double biflex here. So we're gonna bring out a line here, a line here. And we'll do something like this. Something like that. Line here. Something like that. Yeah, maybe in a minute I can try for you, but right now I'm going to try and piece this sucker together and see if I can get it. Okay, so it's going to round here, and this is going to be our elbow right here. Something like that, I think. No, it needs to curve in more. Something like that is better. Yeah, I'm new to this TikTok Live. I've only done one other TikTok Live, so if you have some friends that dig art, you think they dig this, shoot them an invite. I don't really know how it all works, so I'm used to old school Instagram. All right. So I'm gonna draw some hands here. I'm gonna draw some hands here. Nice. See, now I'm starting to inch down the pencil, down, 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 as I get more specific on where I want everything to go. So We're gonna have him doing a sick vacuum pose here. Nice, nice. And then we'll crunch in even tighter in the waist here. Boom. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, I know you can't really see what's going on yet as I'm slowly piecing it together, but if you guys are digging what you're seeing, shoot me some likes. That lets TikTok know we got some good juice going here. Okay. Now, my goal with this illustration is to get a little funky with it, so just gonna have a crown up here. And then I'm going to draw a light blue line here. The obliques would be here and here. Now I'm going to go with a kneaded eraser. So if you guys like to draw, kneaded erasers are what you want. You need these. This one has lasted me years. Just erase this middle, because I drew a pencil line at first. I was going to do this originally in normal pencil, but I decided to try that blue pencil. Sick. Okay. Now we have a super light pencil sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. We're going to get like it's going to be an arrogant skull. He thinks he's sick. So he's going to have these kind of squinty eyes where he's just like, yeah, I'm sick. Now, got that. Looking pretty sick. Now, I'm just going to add a few more defining details so I know exactly where all of these lines are going to go. So the shoulder comes, the pec goes into the shoulder, comes down, bicep goes into the pec. Same thing over here. Pec, shoulder, bicep comes out of the pec. Okay. Now, there's another muscle that is the armpit muscle here and over here as well. Can't forget what are these called? Serratus anteriors. Nice. And then can't forget the triceps because this guy's juicy. Triceps over here. Now his forearms are going to be yoked. Now for the fingers, we're going to want some variation here. So I'm going to draw circles for the knuckles. And this will show me that each finger is kind of going down in its own direction. Nice. Yeah, so I'm starting to push harder. You can see my hands slowly moving down. So now I'm really focusing more on where everything is going to go. I'm going to draw a line here for the forearm bone. Let's do that. Let's do the same thing over here. So I'm really liking that the index finger's poking out here. Now we're going to see the thumb a little bit on the underside here. Same thing over here. So I want, maybe on this one, I kind of like that, the middle finger being tucked in. It looks like he's squeezing harder. So we'll do index finger, and this one's kind of coming out like this. And then we'll draw this knuckle down here, this knuckle over here, and this knuckle over here. This one's kind of coming down like this. Boom, like that. So now we have two hands. I'll lift it up so you guys can see a little bit better, hopefully. So here's the skull right in the middle. We have this fist here. We have this fist over here. And we have his muscles coming in nicely here. Now let's see if it'll It's all yellow. Hold on one sec. There we go. All right, now we got this serratus anterior here. These muscles are sick, like that. And then these muscles kind of go in this direction here, this direction here. Nice. Ribs are gonna go in this direction here, this direction here. Nice. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly, as I ink it, my idea right now is to have the skin ripping in certain spots, and he has robotic underneath, robotic insides, which I think will look pretty cool. Okay, now we gotta add in the abs here. Got a little belly button right here. And all this might change. I might rip open his stomach and have all these wires and stuff hanging out. We'll find out. Okay, and then the pecs are gonna have, so he's got these juicy pecs right here. So the pecs are gonna have a slight split right through the middle here. Like that. Nice. Now this is looking pretty good to me. We have the crown floating up above his head. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. If you guys are liking this, send some likes in the video. Let TikTok know that this stuff is where it's at. We'll try and get some more people watching and see if TikTok will boost my videos a little bit. Now I'm trying to decide. I'd like to give him little bat wings, but I don't know if I want them coming out down here off of his lats, or if I want them coming off the top. Maybe that's something for a little later. Okay. I have a drawing of a skull I did a few years ago up as reference. Okay. Now, I'm liking this so far, so I'm gonna move on to inking this bad boy. What I'm gonna use for the inks this time is I'm gonna try, these either work really well or they're so stressful. So we have a pen nib here. This is a crow quill. It's super thin, it's really good for fine lines. I also have this bigger, fatter boy right here. I'm not sure which type of pen nib this sucker is, but this guy's rad. I got the cork tip here. Feel legit when you're inking with this guy. And then I have my ink. I'm using Daler Rowney FW Acrylic Artist ink. This stuff is the best. Yep, dip pens. This is just fresh liquid ink here. So I'm going to be dipping those pens in the FW Acrylic Artist ink. And that artist ink is the best ink I've ever been able to find. So if you guys are looking for an ink, if you're getting into inking, if you like inking but you're looking for a new ink, that's the best I've ever been able to find. It's totally waterproof. I can ink this, then throw watercolor on top of it, and it's not going anywhere. So I also have colored pencils out, liquid acrylics that most of them are dry, they're old. And then I have watercolors as well. We're gonna see how this goes. All right, let's move to, I'm gonna start with this guy. The cork handled dip pen. I can actually pull it out. It's a Hunt X Fine. Where's the number on it? Anyway, it's a Hunt X Fine. Just find one of those guys. I don't think there's a ton of different ones. Just Chill 813, welcome. Okay, so I put my ink in this guy right here. So I'm gonna unscrew the lid. Put it, you can't really see it, but it's in here. You can see that the ink's in there. Yeah, I really like technical pens. I've really liked these lately, Microns. I have a video on my page explaining which microns I like and why I like them. But for now, I've been just wanting to dive back into these dip pens for a while, so that's what I'm going to do. And I want to be a little looser, a little sloppier with this piece, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that black ink because I'm going to tip it over and spill it everywhere. So, okay. So I'm a helicopter guy. I spin my drawings like crazy while I'm inking, while I'm drawing, while I'm painting. Don't know if any of you guys are the same way, but nice. It's super inky, which is pretty good. Ooh, it's really inky. Wow. That's all right. Ooh, that's way inky. I'm a little worried about that. This might be a little too inky. I might have to get a fresh nib out. I need to get a little finer with this. I think I have some fresh guys. Let me switch it out. This one's a little older. A TikTok ×1. Cool, thank you. I don't know what that is, but that's rad. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. So I keep all of my pen nibs in this little holder right here. It looks ghetto because it had tape, so it's got gook all over it. But you open it up, move this out of the way so we don't smear any ink. And in here, there it is. It's a Hunt. Oh, it's ripped. It's a Hunt 102. So that's what the small guy is. And then we have a Hunt's 12, I think. This is my big guy right here. Yes, the ink does fall out sometimes. I've only had it happen a few times, but it is dangerous when that happens. Dangerous. I have a video on this too, but I was doing an illustration for a Jurassic Park 25th anniversary art show in Anaheim, California. It's my dream art show. And so I wanted my piece to be absolutely perfect. And while I was working on the illustration, the ink fell out after, I think it was like 2 weeks of working on it. The ink just fell out onto the piece, and I had to work really hard to salvage it. It's really stressful. Okay, we're back. Now I'm gonna toss. It's really easy to replace these guys, so you just take it right out. And then here's our new guy. We're just gonna, it looks like this on the bottom. Don't know how well you can see that. Looks like a flower, kinda. And I'm just gonna slide it right in there. And it should be good to go. Okay, let's see if this one inks a little bit cleaner. That one was pretty fat, so let's try this. Oh, much better. You see, can you see how much thinner this line is compared to these ones? These are like fat, gooey. We don't want fat, gooey. We want fresh. Now, we're talking. And so I can hold it flat and get a fatter line, or I can tilt it to the side and get a clean line. Yeah, it was super stressful, but I was able to salvage it, so everything worked out. And nobody even notices. I was able to cover it up that well. Pretty stoked. Okay, don't want to spend too much time detailing all of this. What I want to do is I want to start placing these. I'm just going to do quick lines like this. These will be our teeth. Okay. Also, if I'm a little sniffly, it's because I had a cold last week. I'm just getting over a cold. This is the worst. Colds are just the worst. All right. So I'm going to connect the top of the teeth with these points. Nice. And I really want this like thin skull where the teeth are kind of coming to a point almost. Not all the way, but they're kind of coming to a point. Right here, and now let's go here with this guy. See, now that the ink's like slowly running out in the nib, I'm able to detail and just get a little more comfortable with what I'm doing, which is really what I want. I want to be a little tighter here. Okay, now let's get the bottoms of these teeth going. And we're gonna give them some rad canines here. Like so. Nice. Now, let's move up here. I don't want to get super detailed with this because I'm going to come in with a detailing at the smaller pen nib, and that's where we're really going to find the goods. Okay. It's pretty dry there, so I'm going to dip it again. I don't want a ton of ink. I really liked as it got a little thinner at the bottom. Awesome. If you guys are digging this, send me some likes. Let TikTok know that this stuff is good stuff and they should show it to more people. All right. Now we've got the skull head there. Okay, let's see. Now I think, so I'm going to clean the nib off. I'm just rinsing it in water. And I'm going to bring it right over to a paper towel. I'll just pinch lightly, clean nib. Travioso, thank you very much for the likes. Now, I want to get a little funky with this. Freestyle with it a bit. So, hopefully this doesn't totally erase those blue lines. But I'm pulling out the watercolors now. So, I just use these cheap watercolors. Nothing fancy. I bought them at Hobby Lobby for, I don't know, $8, $10, not sure. This is what I use for all my colors. I find that I don't need anything super fancy to get the results I want, unless I need something that's more, what's the word I'm looking for? If I need to cover a bigger area, then you want some kind of watercolor that you can distill in a ton of water and then spread it quickly. Where's the brush I'm looking for? Oh, I had it out. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Also, my brushes, they're cheap. I just buy these suckers at Hobby Lobby as well, just in those value packs. Nothing fancy. And I'm gonna mix a little bit of, what color do I want? Let's do some blues and some purples. So I'm gonna use this blue right here. Watercolor, these old school or these little kid watercolors, they're the best. So you just mix it in here. Now I've got blue on here. I'm gonna bring it over here. Boom. Now we have some color right there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna get more water on it so it's more, I can use it more, I guess is the best way I'm gonna say that. Right, so sometimes I feel like art looks better when it's messy. So now I gotta be careful about, I have so much stuff right here. So now I've got some blue on here. I'm gonna just go ahead and do some blue right here. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw some blues coming down like this, maybe. Nothing crazy. Cool, neato. Now I'm gonna add a little more. What I'm gonna do, we'll see if we can get it on camera. So I'm gonna tap it like that. Now we're just gonna let it free fall. Get a little more water. Come on, baby. I'm just going to give it a few taps. I want these drops to look organic. Nice. These will add cool textures too, so. Neat. Now, blue is not all I want. I want some purple in there, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to use this purple right here. I really like the way it looks. Mix it in here. Then come over here and put it right here. It's a pretty purple. It's almost like a pinkish purple. Okay. Now we're going to come back over here. Let's go right there. That looks good. Sorry. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to tip it like this. It's going to follow the same path that was made before. Nice. That's a good drip right there. I'm going to give it a few tappers. Nice. That looks sick. Nice. So I think we'll do another one over here. I like the purple, but I don't want it to be too one-sided. I want a little bit over here, so not a ton, but a little bit. Let's do a little bit right there. Cool. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tilt it up. I'm just going to add water to that color right there. Watercolor is cool because you can get these sick textures with it. I'm just going to cheat my way down here. Once it kind of catches where other water is gone, it'll follow. There we go. So yeah, it'll create really cool textures that overlays other pieces of watercolor. Nice. We got some. I'm gonna clean that brush off. All it takes is some water. Now just clean this up right here. Clean up the bottom of this. And watercolor dries pretty quick. Okay. Now while that's drying, I'm going to pull out the smaller pen nib, this little guy right here. And let's do some detailing in the skull. Now, I haven't used this pen nib either, so it actually might need to be replaced as well. We'll find out. So let's go ahead. Oh, it's good. Nice. So I'm getting super fine lines, which is what I wanted. And they're actually cooperating, which is rare. And right now what I'm doing is I'm creating the indent between the teeth and the gum line. This is one of the features that I think makes this skull the coolest. I love this little tooth indent. And my goal with this is to get pretty messy with the line work. So at first, we'll just double things down as much as we need to double them down. And it it seems to be a little heavier if I push the line, but if I pull it, it's giving me really crisp and clean lines, which is what I really want. I'm trying not to stress too much about how perfect everything looks. We can go in and change anything at any point. Now, since the skull kind of rounds right here, we want more shading on the outsides to make it look like it goes into the background a little bit. Nice. Let's shade some of these teeth a little bit. Thank you, Pixelated Gore. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, hit that like button. Let TikTok know this is the good stuff right here. Okay, so now I want some of this right here. Between the teeth gets a little heavier. I'm being a little careful near the paint because it's still wet, which I'm not worried about, but it makes the paper soggy, so I can actually scratch the paint right up. Okay. And if I get a bunch of crap in the pen nib, then the pen nib will die, and we don't want that either. Nice. So we've got some decent shading down here. Get a little more ink on this guy, because this is all still drying. So my goal is to do as much up here as I can before we move to the rest of the body. Okay, so all right, let's do this here. Look how stoked he is. He's so proud of his muscles. I'm going to go up here too. Let's do the same thing over here. And I want you guys to know that I usually don't work this fast, but I kind of want to just kind of mess around with it today and go quicker and just kind of have fun with the inking style and the line work. Nice. So I want to get a lot of texture in here as well. Travioso, you are sending so many likes, man. Thank you so much. Okay. Send some here. Nice. Definitely want as much as we can get in here. Yeah, Stippling's never been my favorite. I do use it if I feel like it is needed, though. It can be really good for adding texture if you're doing something like cotton or clouds. Stippling can add a really cool effect. But I don't do it for my whole piece. I'm really a huge fan of the cross hatching. Now let's go down here. And I really like the texture that I'm kind of seeing with this. So I'm going to add some more of that texture right here. Some of that right here. Nice. Yeah, he's looking pretty rad so far. And I don't know if you guys can still see, because now this is so in your face, but you can see all the muscles and everything else that are going to come into play. Yeah, that's true. I mean, this one, it's just like stippling. Cross-hatching's a little more intense. But, where did it go? Where did my... Oh, there it is. It's more of one of those things where you step away, and when you step away, then it kind of all blends together, and you go, oh, okay. It's not as messy, and you get really close, and you see all the crazy stuff. And stippling, I feel, blends faster. I just like the textures of cross-hatching. I've always been a huge fan of comic books, so that's where I just love the cross-hatching in comics. So I'm just going a little heavier on the bottom sides of the skull cheeks, the cheekbones over here. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Yeah, I'm just a diehard fan of the cross-hatching. So, no offense to anybody who loves stippling. No offense at all. Stippling's sick. But I use it more as a tool when I need it than primary style. Let's do that. Cross-hatching is dangerous though, because you can lose. It can look too robotic if you don't do it right. I saw Scarecrow from Batman, but I didn't see what the question was about Scarecrow. My favorite comic is Spawn, hands down. And when I say Spawn, I mean Spawn in the golden years. So Spawn issues 1 through about 130, 150-ish. The artwork is just insane. Spawn's the one that really got me going. I mean, I loved Batman and I loved Spider-Man. I loved all these comics as a kid. But Spawn was always the one that just had the artwork. You know, a lot of the comics seem to have really cool covers, and then you open them up and the inside artwork was really cartoony or really boring, to me at least. Oh, the Skull Dude reminds you of Scarecrow. Yeah, definitely. Kind of with the, almost like a whimsical expression. Okay, now let's, oh, that was heavy. I don't like the heavy lines like that, but that's all right. As Bob Ross said, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents, right? For real, happy to be drawn into existence. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. I love that. I think the drawing's so cool because it's a way that we're legitimately magicians. If you draw, you're creating something from nothing. It's one way, like, read someone's mind. You know, you can take whatever's in your brain and you can make it real. And so you guys are all seeing what's going on in my brain. I just think art is so cool. All kinds of art, music, dance, everything. So he's looking pretty sick. I'm actually pretty stoked with how he's turning out right now. If you guys are digging him, send me some likes. Let me know. Let me and TikTok know. I'm really more concerned with TikTok. I want TikTok to know that, hey, I'm valuable. I can give you some cool art on this app. I've seen a lot of art on this app that I'm just like, what? Why is that viral, you know? And I just think we should, I don't know. I just think there's so many artists out there that are so good that aren't getting the recognition they deserve, you know? And I'm not saying that's me specifically. I just feel like a lot of people, I just see all these artists that are so good and they get no likes. I'm just like, what? It's not a pencil. This is a pen nib, so it's a metal insert that you put into this handle here. And this is a Crow Quill pen nib. So I'm actually inking right now. So I'm dipping it into this ink. If I shake it a little bit, you can see that there's ink in there. I'm dipping it into this, and then I'm inking right here. Magtastical. Awesome, thank you. Drinking some water. Sorry, guys. I said earlier, I'm getting over a cold, so I know it's freaking gross to hear me just trying to breathe in the background, but bear with me, you guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to survive. So I'm getting pretty stoked on him. He's looking pretty sick, and at least in my eyes. So I'm gonna give him his eyelids here. Yep, ink and quill. Jill, what's up? Thank you for the roses. Okay. Now, I need a little more depth right here. And I want the same thing over here because they're technically skull sockets, but we just put eyelids in them, which is, I mean, our face all the time, right? And I'm putting these little wispy... Oh, why is it... Oh, I ran out of ink, that's why. I'm putting little wispy Source of Life vitamins. I mean, I take multivitamins every day, but I'm always down to try something else. I really like I use the Pregym, the VitaGym, JYM. I work out a lot, so it's a good workout multivitamin. I just did a show in Chicago a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And while I was at that show, nobody in Chicago coughed into their shoulder. They all coughed into their hands and then touched everything. It's freaking bonkers. But I'm pretty sure I got sick from that show. All right. I don't want to get too crazy. You haven't been sick in 5 years. Yep, you drink a capful every morning before food. I swear by it. What's it called? Source of Life vitamins. Is that what it's called? Source of Life vitamins? Okay. He's looking rad. Let's see here. I want some stuff hanging off here. So what I'm doing now is I'm giving him some rip tears, almost like he has like a little bit of flesh on the skull. And so these rip tears, underneath it, we're gonna see metal, almost like a Terminator. That was like the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression ever. I'm gonna lay in bed tonight and be like, dude, you stupid idiot, why'd you even say that? Okay, let's rip him open right here. Nice. Let's give him some more fuzzies up here. Nice. Okay, now I want him to have some metal business under here, so we're gonna give him some metal plates. Like go like this, and then we'll do another plate that goes this direction, maybe. Give him some screws. The red kind of tastes better than the green, but both work. I'm gonna check that out because I hate being sick. I mean, I'm sure that's the most overstated thing ever. Everybody feels so sick of being sick. But man, I really hate it. All right. Yeah, Donnie Darko, yeah. Okay, I'm going to give him... I also like to add like little holes on the sides. So we got like this rip right here. He's looking dope. So let's add his brow line. Nice. And then let's give him some more shading inside on the metal. Nice. Isn't he so handsome? Being six against your religion. Man, that sign me up. Where do I sign up for that one? Okay, I want this a little bit darker. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to overdo it. I'm getting a little crazy over here. I'm just having a good time inking this guy. He's just so stoked to be ripped, you know? Okay. Let's add some fuzzies over here. He's looking a little too confined over here. Nice. The wizard that's like the wizard I drew for that guy's tattoo years ago, the one that's shooting the magic out of his hands. Okay, now I'm gonna switch back to the other nib. This is pretty freaking dry, so you can see that watercolor dried really quick. Now, let's see. Now, let's go. Let's get this shoulder over here. So this shoulder is going to go behind his mouth. Now, let's see. I want to have this pec. It's kind of hard to just freestyle it, but it's kind of what we're doing here. So this pec is going to be ripped open right here. So I'm actually going to switch back. I'm going to switch back to the other one to do it, but I'm going to wait 1 sec. Now our middle line is right here. So I'm just going to draw that right there. Okay, and then this bicep, this one's going to be ripped open too. Okay, this one's not. So he's going to have a sick bicep peak right there. Just absolutely yoked. Boom. Thank you, Decor425. Okay. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, send me some likes. let TikTok know that this is good stuff. Okay. In here, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to the other one to do the rips real fast. I'm getting too caught up on that. I don't want to zip past it and mess it up. So I just cleaned off that nib. Oh, the music stopped. I need a little music to get going. Okay. Jill, thank you for sharing. Yeah, if you guys are liking this video, share the video. Let's get some more people on here. The more people I can get on here, the more I can keep doing stuff like this. So I'm using the smaller nib now to just like rip this dude's skin open. We're going to have robotics coming through under here. And since it's a bicep, maybe we'll have the skin kind of stretching and bending around it. Like that, yeah. Yes! And then we'll have the skin kind of flaring up on the other side. Nice. And then down here we'll do the same thing on the chest. There's no particular method or pattern. I'm just kind of scratching and kind of following the direction it goes. I feel like you get a more natural rip that way. Thank you, Pixelated Gore. I'm glad you're here. Caleb, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying. All right. So we're going to have this skin ripping off over here too. Nice. Cool. Okay. Got this going here. We're going to have ripped skin here. Almost like he's wearing a glove. And then maybe we'll rip like right here, maybe. Yeah, that looks good. That's good right there. Let's get that going. That's what it is, man. It's being consistent. You got to keep posting. That's what's hard. Because on top of just posting, you know, like this is all I do for a living. So I have to you know, ship orders and ship comic books and all this other stuff that I do. Let's see, we won. Nice. Those are good rips right there. Yeah, so constantly doing content. You know, everybody says you got to post 2 to 3 videos a day. And man, on top of running an art business by myself, I don't have time to do that. Plus, I like loving it, you know? And I feel like when you have to do it every single day, it turns into more of just this, you know, it kind of burns you out. Okay. Do I want any other rips for the time being? No, that should be good. Because I don't want to rip up. Oh, I need to finish this rip here. So I need a little more ink. Thanks, Jill. Do you find that doing a bunch of small little drawings does really well for you? Let's go here. All right, so we want... That's pretty good. A little more ink here. Nice. It's hard for me to do little ones because even my little ones take hours. Awesome. Now I'm going to move back to the other pen nib, the big guy, this guy right here with the cork tip. I love this holder. There are those few things that you buy and you're like, this makes me feel legit. This is one of the things that makes me feel legit, is one of these corks, the cork handle pen nib holders. All right. Oh, I'm out of the screen. Sorry, guys. This guy is yoked. Okay, let's go. Let's go. These are mostly going to be shaded. We'll do a little bit right there. Do a little bit right here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Might try knocking out some small guys like that. See how it goes. All right, we got this finger here. We got this one here. We got this one here. He's curled his fist in like that, and his thumb's poking out right down here. All right. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, be sure to share it or tag a friend in it. Something, let's keep it growing. All right, we're gonna do this hand too. Just curl it that way. Okay, we got this finger here. We got the side of the palm. Running out of ink. This guy is yoked. Nice. Okay, we're gonna connect the tricep down there. Now, let's see. So we want to have some wiring going into the bicep. Let's add some wires. That's where you have to freestyle, right? You have to make up the robotics and what you think they look like. So we're gonna have something coming around like this, and it'll be a tube. And it's gonna be connecting into this bar, but this bar is being overlaid by the bicep because the bicep is round. Like that. So we have this, let's see, the elbow would be over here. So we have, this thing is going to be going like this, over here, and connecting through here like this. Okay. Also, if somebody comments and I miss your comment, just comment again. It's not annoying. I get focused down here and then I don't look up. Okay. Now, let's see. I want the elbow. It's going to be around the back side though. I want there to be something wrapping around and connecting to this bar. So we're going to have these guys. It's going to be black in here. We'll have another one here, like so. And then we'll have more wires and robotics coming through here. Let's get this one here. Nice. We'll have some smaller guys. Because they're almost like tendons, but it's robotics inside. Let's see. I also want, we got some small wires coming out of here. And this is gonna be another kind of shell. Give it a light rim because it's a metal plate. Nice. And then we'll come back in with some wires here. Like that. All right, let's go. I'm gonna ink this a little bit more. This one's a little bit darker. Some ink over here. Nice. Now, I'm gonna start here, and we have what are called the serratus anterior muscles, but we're gonna do them as wires. So I'm just gonna draw these wires as if they are the muscle underneath. Nice. Okay. And then let's get a little wire by itself. It's kind of squirming out, but it has to wind its way back in here because now it's exposed because the skin is ripped. Oh, sorry, I keep pulling it out of the screen. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, if you guys are digging this picture, send me some likes. Let's keep this page going. All right. Now, this is going to have these metal ridges because sometimes metal has ridges. I'm going to do the same thing here. Nice. And we'll do some more up here on the bicep, just to show that we have these metal pieces kind of poking through here. Now on this guy down here, We're gonna put some screws. Okay. Now, these ones are gonna be bigger pipes because they're bigger muscle groups. So let's get these guys going in here. This guy's out front. Then we have this guy coming in like that. We have another pipe kind of sticking out right here though. And then here we're gonna have another thing coming across the top because the arm's gonna be in front. This is why it's good to either one is work out because you learn the muscles of the body and how they work, or take like a human anatomy class so you know where all the muscles go. You can also look at Google Images, human anatomy. My son wants to add this to his collection. Thanks, Jill. That's sick. You guys already have a huge collection. All right, let's go over here. So what I want is almost like, you know those tendons you have in your wrist? I kind of want that look with all the wires going through down here. So we're gonna have one wire that's kind of coming across like this. It's kind of holding them all into place. Is my idea. And then we'll have these wires, these like skinny wires. Like that. Let's do another one over here. Let's go. We want this one coming up like that. Like that. Nice. And then what we want is we want some of these guys to have that mechanical look to them. I want this guy to have a ridge over here. Okay, and then here we're gonna have like this ball joint. It has like that. Nice. Now okay, we got to come back over here, add a line there. Let's turn this dude and this big guy right here. Okay. Like that. So now we have some wiring going. Jill, that's so sick. I'm so stoked that your son digs it too. Oh, I want some wiring underneath his jaw too. I gotta put that in there. Whoops. I almost want his neck to be kind of like a Pez dispenser. Let's see. We want lines here and maybe here. That's awesome. I remember the stuff you showed me. He's got some sick work, so I'm stoked that he's been sticking with it. Let's get something that crosses over like this. I know these parts look really nuts, but they'll blend in when I shade them. Nice. Okay. Whew. Now I'm going to clean off that pen nib. It's just water. I just put it in the water and I just wipe it off with a paper towel and it's all clean. Good to go. Okay, now let's get to inking the body on this guy. Thank you, Decor425. I really appreciate it. Okay. Now I'm going back to the old pen nib. And let's see, where do I want to start? Let's start down here. So you can tell where the watercolor is, actually the ink flows way smoother. It's changed the texture of the paper, so now it doesn't catch as lightly as it did over here. It actually catches way heavier, so it's a little tricky. Oh, cool. I never really got to try dip pens. I only got to try them in calligraphy class, but it wasn't like a drawing dip pen. It was just a dip pen at the flat tip for calligraphy. I didn't actually start experimenting with the calligraphy pens until after I was after school. Okay, so I want... That's what I want right here. All right. Now the pen nib's loosening up on the ink or running out of the excess ink, so I can move down here and really start adding the shading. Oh, I'm moving out of the screen again. Sorry, guys. These aren't super expensive. I know that you can buy super expensive ones, but you can buy the Speedball one at Hobby Lobby, the one that I'm using right now, the Crow Quill. I buy them in giant packs from, I think it's Paper Ink Arts is where I buy mine. And that'll cost a little bit more when you buy them in bulk because you're buying a ton of them. But overall, it ends up being cheaper. A little bit of ink. I don't want to put too much ink on this. Nice. Okay. I gotta keep my lines tight. Can't get sloppy. If the lines get sloppy, then it just looks like trash. Alan Embry, thank you for the likes. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, shoot me over some likes. Let me know. Or if you think this guy's handsome. You know what? I think I'm going to give him a double striation here. Okay, now let's shade the inside of the peck. And it's all right if it's not looking amazing. I'm going to do a few tweaks. Okay, I also want another split. Like that. Want more darkness in here. Especially under the teeth. Yep. Jill, thanks for sharing and thanks for the likes. I know I'm not talking as much now because I'm getting pretty hyper focused on the shading here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just throw them up in the comments. Happy to answer any questions you guys have. I'm just pretty focused on these details right now. I want to make sure I get it right. Okay. So down here it looks a little sketch to me. Clean off the nib. It's getting a little fat. All right. Now let's move on. Considering adding some other colors before I move on. All right, let's move on to this bicep first. Just gonna yoke him out. Nice. All right. Yeah, a lot of these lines are super fat. I like them when they're really, really tiny, really, really light. Okay. All right, let's go in here now. Vane KC, what's up? Let's see here. I don't like this bicep just being the way it is, so I'm just gonna add some lines here. Okay, let's add some. All right, let's get the knuckles shaded out. So I'm gonna turn this over like this. Thank you very much. And let's shade the knuckles. I'm running out of ink again. All right. rest of the arm. Oh, I'm out of the screen again. Let's see. I gotta clean this off. If you leave the ink on the pen nib for too long, it dries, and that's when you get the crusty pen nib, and it's not good anymore. If you guys are liking this video, be sure to hit that like button. Share it or tag some friends. All right. Let's see. Can never decide where I want to go. Okay, let's just go down here. Also, I don't really understand sharing on TikTok. What does that do? So this part of the arm is rounded under. So I'm going to add some more rounded ink again. I'm going to add some cross hatching underneath. This will help show that the arm is turned rounded this way. But we're not done yet because triceps are we out of ink again? Triceps get these cool striations. Kind of like that. And then let's see. This muscle is going to be all the way underneath. Oh, ends on the F on the For You page. So for this part that's going underneath the pec and underneath the bicep, we want tons of cross hatching because we want this to look darker down in here. And then I want some more detail up in here, so I want more muscle. Okay, and we're gonna give the rest of them that kind of fuzzy complexion, the fuzziness. Okay, time to go back to the robot parts because we need to make it look like it's behind the skin a little more. Vane KC, thank you very much for sharing. All right. He's looking a little bit better. Nice. Now I definitely want a little more life in these knuckles. They're kind of rounding underneath, so I want them to be shaded underneath like that. Okay. I know. I'm wondering how far I'll actually get on this, because I have a bunch of ideas that I wanted to kind of incorporate into it, but just inking it, I'm taking forever. Now I want... These knuckles are looking good. That. Okay, I want these wires to be underneath that, and these guys to be underneath the skin over here, so that needs to be a little darker. These guys are over here. That looks a lot better. So now it looks like the skin is really over the top of these wires. So it looks like wires underneath. That's what I want. Nice. Let's put some hairs up here. Make him a little fuzzier. He's ripping to pieces up here. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Oh, need more ink. Yeah, I'm getting distracted with the line work, but I want to move back in with some paint. Let's go this way. Nice. I need more ink. It's crazy how, you know, everybody says practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you get. But it's crazy how much more, because I haven't inked with a dip pen for a long time. It's really crazy how just doing this, I can feel myself getting more comfortable with it and realizing, oh, this looks better like this, or oh, this is a little too, like, it's getting smoother in here and it's really boxy in here. So when I switch from the skull to the chest, I struggled with the chest at first. It looks really mechanical maybe, and that's not what I want. I want it to flow. So the farther or the more I keep going through, the smoother I'm getting with it. And this is starting to look a lot better, and this looks worse. So I'm going to go back over this now that I'm smoother and get it better. Same with the skull guy. Because I want the lines to be cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. And so as I keep stacking them, they start to look better and better and better. At first it gets a little frustrating because you start to be like, oh man, not really looking how I want it to look, freak. You start to get a little flustered, a little frustrated. Now, if you guys think this guy is cool, hit that like button. Let him know. Nice. See, that already looks better right there in the shoulder. I still want this just to be a little bit thicker right here and a little bit thicker right here. That already looks way better. Now, freak. A little more juice right in the middle here, right between the peccaronis. And let's go down here. And if you're looking at it right now and you're like, Tyler, this looks like garbage, just wait. I have ideas and textures and things I'm going to add later that will really make this guy come to life. All right. Now we want this guy. See, what I really don't want is I don't want these to look boxy. We want them to look round and full. Exactly. It's just always so crazy to me how at first you're just like, it like takes a second for you to really understand the tool, no matter how often you use it. Or sometimes you don't trust the process as much as you should. And so at first you get frustrated with whatever you're working on, and you think, oh man, it's not looking how it looked in my head, or I don't know how to use these instruments or these tools or these paints. But the more you mess with it, maybe you do know how to use it, Just takes you a second. Just gotta trust that your body knows what's up, that your brain is doing the right thing. Awesome. Now, let's see. I want more shading up on this guy up here. Now, latissimus dorsi, these big fat wings. You see the bodybuilders walking around with their arms out to their sides. These have striations that go up like this. So we get this extra line here. How many people watching right now are artists? How many of you guys love to draw, love to paint? Now I want to get some more texture into these flaps of ripped skin here, so I'm going to grab some holes here. Charles Gilroy, 99. Cecilou. Awesome. Awesome. Vane KC. I wish that it would just show the names so I don't have to guess the handles. Gotta keep these looking good. Looking good. Now the wires and stuff in the arm, they'll look way better when I go back over them with some white to add some shine to them. Nice. Yeah, I'm getting pretty pumped on him now. He's looking good. Now I want to add more lines right there. Jill, thank you for the likes. Gotta start some new songs. Sorry about the sniffling, guys. I know it's gross in your ear. I just getting over a cold. And I still have some sniffles. Oh yeah, I've never really had allergies, but maybe I'm just getting them now. I don't know. I know it's a cold for sure. At least it started as a cold because I just had one of those days where when you get a really bad cold and your body is just dead, you just have to lay down all day. I had one of those days where I just chill all day. So you guys like to draw too. What do you guys like to draw? Are you guys pen and ink like this? Are you guys more pencil? More paint? What do you guys like to do? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to move. Where do I want to move? Move over to this arm, I guess. Do what I can to support your art. Not an artist, but love seeing. What did you say? I do a little pointillism. Jill, I know you do. I really appreciate all the support. You've been a supporter for years, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys like my art, I sell clothing, prints, comic books, all sorts of things at tylerlamp.com. Absolutely no obligation, but if you guys like my stuff, go snag some apparel, some merch. I hate that I said the word merch. Some clothes. Or some sick prints, or I have coloring books, all sorts of stuff. Pencil drawing, nice. A little bit of ink drawing, more pencil, not as an expert. It's just kind of inking around and finding your style. That's all it is. Okay, so these are the wires in the bicep, so we need to make sure that they look like they're in the bicep. So this needs to be darker right here. This one's really underneath the cheekbone, so I really want that. Nice. Nice, he's looking good. I want some more. There's so much shading. Now that I'm getting more used to the dip pen, there's so much more shading in the arms and stuff that the face is actually starting to look light. And I definitely don't want that. I want the face to match. Let's see. Thank you, Charles. I think cross hatching's nice. Why? Why do you say that? Tyler too. I think he's doing well. I haven't seen him for a while. He's been doing a lot of teaching. All right. Let's see. I want to... Oh, I was up here. Now we want these pipes. To blend in underneath this skin here. Yeah, I'm a slut for cross hatching. I freaking love it. I love the way it looks. Okay. Okay, the bicep is coming in right here. So this will be our bicep split right here. Let's draw that back there, and then we'll add. So, color-wise, I was gonna put some colors behind him, and then I was gonna have him run down. Up here, you can barely see it now that the inks are here because the contrast is so intense. But there's a crown right here sketched out, so I was gonna do some colors here and have them drip down through the whole picture. Let's do some more ink on this guy. Now, let's see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking mostly like grays, blues, purples, blacks. But I think yellows and oranges would be sweet. Just want to get all the texture I can out of him before I start adding other layers onto him. All right, let's go. I need a little more ink. And when I look through the camera, it's interesting because looking at it with my eyes, I see certain things. And then when I look at it through the camera lens, I can see these spots where it's missing. All right. Awesome, Charles. Yeah, if I can help anybody with any questions they have, or you learn a lot just watching somebody and how they work. Okay, let's see. I want so we have the wires over here replacing the tendons and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to show those wires, but they're coming through the skin. Thanks, Caleb. Okay. Now, let's see here. We need more of this stuff needs to be dark. We need to make sure it looks like skin being ripped, and there's innards. Seeing the layers, yeah, it's kind of cool to see, because when you see the finished product, you just see the finished product, but you don't actually see all the textures and stuff as well as when you watch it happen live. When you see it happen live, you can see all the layers. So I'm just adding the shading over on this arm over here. And then you hear my dog being a little crazy pants. He's like, pay attention to me. All right, let's see. I want this part to be darker. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. I want right here to be darker. Make it light with cross hatching? What do you mean? Let's see, I need a little more. My dog's getting pissed that I'm not paying attention to him. Freaking dork. He's like, pay attention to me. Oh, from shading to lighter spots. Yeah, thanks, man. now. I realized I didn't put the thumb on this hand, so we're just going to put it right there. And we're just going to ink it. I'm seeing some hearts fly across the screen. I didn't see who sent them, but thank you very much for the likes. Yeah, if you guys are digging this piece, send me some likes. Helps TikTok know that this is good stuff. Also, I don't know how long TikTok lives go for, so we're just gonna keep drawing until it kicks them off or until I run out of steam. Let's see, we need oh, it's off screen, sorry guys. My main problem is that I just get sloppy. I start to get sloppy with my lines. I get careless. You just keep inking, and eventually you just stop kind of caring on how precise everything is. Let's do some more ink. I hope this turns out how I'm picturing it in my head. It's looking pretty good. It's not 100% where I was. I want some more shading up on this hand to match. I did a little heavier on his left hand. I just want to kind of match that a little bit. Did a little more knuckle work over there. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard because you want to finish the drawing, but so you get in this dilemma where you're like, no, I want to keep going. I want to finish this. I want to see how it looks. But if you don't recognize that, you just keep working until you ruin it. You just work it into the ground. Okay, so I need some fuzzies, some rips. Oh, yeah. That's something I don't really pay attention to, but yeah, I just kind of, if my eye sees something that's like, wait, you need some more lines over here, I'll jump over to that spot. Like right now I'm back over on the skull. And I don't always do that, but yeah, it's something, now that you point it out, like I don't realize that I do it. But I definitely do. If you guys could have one drawing job, one art job, what would be your dream art job? Would it be to work for Disney? Would it be to create comic books? What would be your dream art job be? I'm surprised at how good this pen nib's being right now. And I really like the texture, the style that the pen nib gives you, especially when you be a little sloppy like this, where you just kind of go crazy with the lines. But I also I draw with ballpoint pen pretty frequently, and I like that because it looks so clean. I can shade really well with that. It's a pencil that's ink. You can really shade really well with ballpoint. Oh, I keep pushing it out, sorry. Let's go under here. Nice. So it's still going to be a little darker under here. But now we have to work around this ripped skin, which adds a little level of difficulty. You'd like to work in advertisement? Nice. Like doing logos for people, or? Yeah, but if you worked for Disney or something, you could, there could be an opportunity for skulls. You ever see Rescuers Down Under? They go into the cave to get the gems and the diamonds and whatnot, and there's pirate skeletons in there. But it's a Disney movie, so you have a lot of cute stuff as well. And since it's underneath, same thing as before, we're going to add some more lines to get a little more shade down here. And then I'm going to add the striations. Nice. You like some of the shirts I've made? Thank you very much. Yeah, that's all. That's really all I wear. I just wear my t-shirts. I have some friends that think it's lame to wear their own artwork on t-shirts, but I draw things that I like, that I want to see. Why would I not want to wear that? It's crazy. Also, I'm 6'4", so it's hard for me to find clothes that fit well, and I'm really picky about my shirts. So every shirt that I design and I sell, I double check to make sure that it's something that I would wear, because I don't want to sell something that I would not wear. don't think that's right when people sell these ghetto shirts just because they want to sell shirts and make a little money, so they sell a cheaper shirt. I want something that I would be stoked to wear that's going to fit me right. Nice. That's looking pretty good. That looks like wires and stuff inside the muscle. Thank you, Jill. Yeah, it's true. It's there's a true testimonial right there. It's not me just talking about my own stuff. Yeah, all mine are fading because I mean I seriously wear them all the time. So I wash them all the time. I also like the way shirts feel after you dry them. So I don't ever hang dry anything, so that definitely hurts the artwork on it, but I make the shirts, I can just make more, you know? We got a lot of ink on this guy. It's inking pretty heavy right now. Okay. Thank you, Vane KC. It's tricky when I'm working this small because I want it to look right, but you just don't know how it's gonna look. Okay. I think I'm gonna switch some things here. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite designs. I call it A Quiet Place. Yeah, I love that one. That's actually one of the ones that I've been wearing at my live shows lately. I wear that one in the Happy Accidents the most. So this one's going to be tricky because we're now in the lat area, which is this darker area over here, but we're over here, so we have to make it look like wires and pipes, but in the shadows. I believe. Yeah, fighting to not overdo it is super hard. Like this guy right here. He wanted big muscles, but he overdid it, and now they're ripping his skin. So I need to be very precise with a lot of these lines because I want them. We gotta know that there are wires under here. We gotta know. Let's see. And if you guys are liking this, I know I've said it a million times, and most of you guys have been here pretty much the whole time. But give me some likes, share it. Jill said that sharing is what helps get it on the For You page. And that just helps me grow as an artist, especially on these platforms. Helps me keep doing this. And I'll tell you what, I love doing this stuff. I'm going to add those wire pieces right there to make it look. Oh, sorry. I keep pulling it out. I'm sorry about that. Charles, thank you very much for the share. I have to keep double checking it through the camera because to me, this looks like a blur right here. But when I look through the camera, it really pops out. Nice. Now, I'm going to do some more right here. Do some more up here. Okay, so I got to get this side darker because the other side's really dark and this side is pretty light. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Charles. For real, you guys don't know how much it helps. You never know if that extra view is what makes TikTok or Instagram or whatever social media platform go, hey, this stuff people dig this. Let's show it to some more people. And then you never know, it might show up in front of the right people to where all of a sudden you're able to make a couple sales or something, you know? Anything that keeps you doing what you love. All right. Okay. We're getting pretty far. This is pretty sweet. So, I want to move on to the vacuum. So we're going to do so he's doing a pose in bodybuilding called a vacuum. It's where they kind of suck in their abs at the top or at the bottom of their rib cage. And then it just looks crazy. Makes their upper body look huge. So I need to clean the pen nib and get some fresh ink. Charles, did you say which type of pen you like to draw with? Don't know the name of them. the tricky part here is to get the ribs in the right places. You get them at Hobby Lobby. Are there drawing pens though? That's good. The Micron ones? You can find the Micron ones at Hobby Lobby too, but I don't think they have the size 003. I really like the 003 size. Nice. Looking good, dude. Sometimes the problem with the pen nib though, sometimes is that it kind of cuts out in the middle of your line that you're drawing. And that's when using a pen or something is really nice because you don't have to worry about that. Now I want down here. Vane KC, thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing the video. Oh, I keep pulling it out. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's go back over here. Actually, let's go over here. So you see how there's these 3 or 4 lines right here. I started the line here, but the pen nib is drawing, so as I'm scratching the paper, there's nothing and then there's ink, nothing, then there's ink. And those lines drive me crazy. Awesome, okay. And what's cool is since we used the blue pencil to start, we actually won't have to erase anything underneath. Okay, I want some more ink over here. This armpit just needs to be a little bit darker. Nice, that looks better. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Oh yeah, and I can't forget about this. There are all these spots I'm moving on too fast. I'm skipping the shading on the ribs. Can't forget the shading on the ribs. I can do it. Yeah, I'm not scared. I got this. He's looking so buff. Nice, okay. We need another rib down here. Just encouraged me to start posting my drawing even though they're not badass like mine, but I'll do. I usually talk to myself in drawing also. Yeah, always post. Always post. That's how you get people to see your eyes. Or eyes on your work. Let's draw some abs in here. Yeah, so many people only post when they think that their art's good enough or that they're ready or... Nah, you start posting now. People want to be along for the journey, you know? The more you work on it, the more you grow. And it's fun. It's fun to follow the journey. Fun to follow the artist as they progress and they get better and they get better. Thank you, Romeo Hernandez 9477. Thank you very much. All right. Nice. We need to add some more. We want him to look extra haggard. It's like a corpse. He's not all hairless. He's falling apart. So I need more shadow in his vacuum pose down here. So we need Nice. How long have we been doing the live feed for? We've been doing this whole picture on the live feed. We're gonna do a little heart hanging off of this line down here. I don't know why. Seems good. Nice. Is there a way we can see how long the live feed's been going for? I have no idea. Okay. I'm seeing that I need some more detail up here. I really want these arms that have extra definition in them. And then we have the ball hinge over here. Now, if you guys are digging this drawing, if you're new to the feed, if you've been here for a while, consider sharing it. The more eyes we can get on it, the more often I can do stuff like this, and the more times we can draw together. I can give you guys pointers. We can chit chat about whatever. Just helps me grow as an artist and helps us continue to do fun things like this. Charles has been here for about 30 minutes. Jill's been here for a while, yeah. I know I started cooking at 5 p.m. here and it's 7:40. Oh yeah, we've been going for a while. Okay, so I'm pretty stoked with how he's looking now. So let's move on to the other details I was gonna do. So let's bust out what we want to bust out first. So I'm actually going to do, so this is Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. This stuff is sick if you're looking for a white ink. The only problem is it dries out really fast, so I haven't even used this whole jar, and almost all of it is dried. I actually just put water in the tip of it just to get a little bit of white ink, because it dries if you don't use it. But so, we have this blue spilling out from underneath the skull here, but I want a little more texture out of it. So, I'm going to grab this is a ghetto brush. So you can see the paint's peeling off of it because it's so old. The bristles are all busted and fluffy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip the end of the brush. I'm going to bring it over here and I'm going to see how opaque it is. And then we're going to just going to add some textures that kind of show that it's kind of coming out of the mouth. It doesn't overtake the line work. You can actually see it shining through the bottom, but it adds a cool effect to it. Now, that's about all I wanted from that. Just wanted a little bit of texture from it. Now I'm going to dab that off. I'm going to switch to a different brush. And don't worry, this is the part where people usually freak out. They go, "Oh, you're ruining it." And maybe I am. Who knows? But I think it adds cool texture. Especially with that color under there. Makes it look like it's really popping. Almost like it's dripping out from underneath the skull. Brian Baird 101, thank you. Yeah, I get asked all the time if people can get my artwork tattooed. And anybody's allowed to get any of my art tattooed. The only rule is that you have to send me a picture if you do. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the pen nib. I just dipped it in some ink. We're gonna clean up the edges here. Nice. If you guys are digging this drawing, let me know. Send me some likes. Share it. If you guys share it, it just gets it in front of more people's eyes, helps us have a better viewing, and helps me grow as an artist. And I really appreciate it. Okay, now let's add some more color in the background. I have some other stuff I'm gonna add. Oh shoot. Why didn't you guys say that? I missed this part right here. Excuse me. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram or on Facebook. That's where a lot of my stuff is. I also have a website. It's just tylerlamp, myusername.com. And you can see a lot of my work there. But this is what I do for a living, you guys. I just do art. Been doing it since the pandemic started. Right before the pandemic, I quit my day job because I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to do art. That's what I really want to do. And I lined up my whole year with art shows and conventions and all sorts of stuff. And then COVID hit. And I was like, oh, crap, because all the conventions got shut down. I was screwed, but I've been able to stay afloat, luckily, which is really cool. Just do some ripped pieces hanging out over here. Some pieces over here. Undead Sinksy, yeah. I'm really stoked about that. Us lamp guys, we have monster semen, knocks people up. You know what I'm saying? Really stoked about my dad and his monster sperm. All right. Am I missing anything else? You guys didn't let me know beforehand, so we need some fuzzies over here. Okay, let's clean that off. And now let's get back to coloring. Okay, I'm gonna cover up the ink so I don't spill it. Okay, now I'm going back to the old school elementary school watercolors. Boom. And I'm thinking, what color do I want back there? Yeah, the crown will be after color. I'm actually thinking the crown will only be color. It's actually not going to be inked. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll do the crown after. So let's do, I'm thinking we'll do reds and yellows in the background is my thought. Maybe some grays. We'll just see how it goes. We'll start one step at a time. So where's that brush I was using before? Okay, so let's come over here. We're gonna use this red right here. Let's get some of this guy. A little more water. And then I'm just gonna bring it over here. Nice. Let's do a little bit more red over here. Bring it over here. Nice, but I don't want a pure red. I actually want some orange. So I want some of this reddish orange over here. So that's what I'm gonna get. I'm just gonna mix it in with the red here. And we're gonna get a nice reddish orange. I think that'll look really cool. Okay, let's come back over here. The orange is really thick, so now we're gonna go. Just gonna dive right in. I'm not even gonna wet the paper. We're just gonna dive right in. If you've been around since the beginning, I told you that this ink is super waterproof. You can see I'm going around pieces of the ink. Like the hairs and the stragglers and stuff, and they're not smearing. This ink is insane, you guys. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna smudge that with my thumb. Yeah, that looks cool. Oh, I gotta start the music again. This one sounds cool. Okay, let's put some of this orange over here. Yeah, I'll smudge that guy out of there. Neat. People are so worried about the textures or just certain things about how the paint's gonna react. And sometimes if you just smudge it with your thumb, it looks really cool. That's all it takes. It's just a little smudge. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna smudge some of that. It's all right. We can push that right off of the inks there. Nice. Look at him. He's already popping. Also, it's really good if you guys don't know your complementary colors. Really good to learn them. Or you don't have to learn them, you just look up color wheel on Google. But those of you that know your colors, you'll know that blues, oranges, yellows, things like that go really well together. I want this to be a little darker in here. Nice. Now I want back here to be darker. What do you guys think? Do you hate it? Do you hate the color? Or do you like it? Okay. Now, oh, oops, wrong water. I dipped my paintbrush in my ink water. Don't want to do that. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh. Now that the ink is dry, we're going to switch gears. And this is gray ink. So this is, it's the same ink as the black, but it's gray. And I've watered it down a little bit. So we're going to do an ink wash to add shadows and more depth to the picture. So what I do is I dip it in the ink, and then I brush it here to see how thick it is, and then I dive right in over here. And it's not going to be super noticeable. It's pretty light. But it's just going to add a little more depth to some of the darker spots. And then we could do a lot on the metal. Make the metal a lot darker. And I'm not going to go over our paint here, our whiteout. I draw a lot, went to the Joe Kubert School. Nice. Take flight, rise above. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, shoot me some likes. Share it give it a share. All that stuff helps me to grow, and it helps more people to see the artwork. It's just super rad when anybody shares anything. Nice. Cool. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is working pretty well, but it's not giving me the depth that I really want from the gray tones. So I'm gonna switch. You can see I'm being super loose with it. I'm not being crazy particular about where all these inks are going. The ink wash isn't super noticeable. It just adds a little bit of depth in certain places. So I'm going to pull out a secret weapon. Let's cover up that ink. Actually, let's add some more texture, huh? Let's get wild. So let's just go boom, boom, boom with a lot of that ink right there. And now we'll wash it. Add some water. Let me clean up that brush. And then let's just grab this paper towel here. Not really anything, it just adds a little bit of texture down here. Nothing crazy. Okay. Now for the secret weapon, these 3 marker pens. So they're a cool gray, but they're in 3 different tones. So we're just gonna, this one's too light since we already added the other one. So let's go with this one. This one's a little bit darker. You can actually see it a lot more. Doesn't work as well when the paper's as wet as it is, but it's going to give us just a little more depth. And I'm just going to go over all the silver, all the metal with this. And I know the metal looks really dark right now, but this is just going to add a little more depth to the silver, the metal, the robotics. And then when I come back over it with the whites and the highlights, it'll really make it pop, make it extra shiny like metal. Boom. Don't want to get too nuts. It's really easy to get carried away with this marker because you start to really like the depth that it adds to it, but it can be too much at times. So I'm start to really like the depth that it adds to it, but it can be too much at times. So I'm trying to be. That looks pretty good. Nice. Okay. Now that we have depth, actually I'm going to add, this is extra dark. This is an extra dark. I'm just going to make this metal pop just a little bit more. Nice. Jalen Lamp, what's up? Thank you for sharing. Okay, now, woo, so many layers. Actually, where's that marker? There it is. I want a little more up here. Thank you, Take Flight, Rise Above. I appreciate it. And they'll look way better. I'm going to add some highlights so the metal in the arms is actually going to be shining. So it'll look way better. So what I'm going to do now is we'll see if we have any juice left in this, but this is liquid acrylic. And this is a nice yellow. Hansa yellow, it calls itself. But I don't want, watercolor looks pretty flat, so I don't want just flat watercolor. Acrylic, liquid acrylic is going to give us a good texture. It's actually going to look like, if it's not too dry. Let's see. So I'm right here. It's trying. Come on. Oh yeah, so see how goopy that is? It's almost like, it's not this goopy when you first get it, but let's see, which kind do I want? Let's go with, where's that other brush? I want the fat guy, I want the smaller one I was using earlier. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Okay. So, I'm going to take a little bit of this guy. I want it to be a little goopy because I want it to lay on top, but I don't want it to be too thick that it's overpowering. So I'm going to put a little right there. And then I'm just going to, I'm just going to. Nice. And we'll do some down here maybe. Neato. Cool, 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 cool. Nice. I know you guys are like, what the? Just hang on. Just hang on for a second. Okay. Now, we're going back in with some white. Let's go in with the white there. Let's go with some white here and some white here. Just adds, I don't know, I think it's a cool, like a cool faded look. But now we need more, definitely need more blue down here. Now let's switch back. Where's the blue? So we need some of this blue right here. Max Vibes, very cool compliment. Surprised anybody on TikTok knows what the Max is. Okay, now we want. Nice. If anybody here doesn't know what the Max is, you need to look it up because the Max is one of the coolest comic books. Yeah, it was a show on MTV. It's a comic book, but yeah, it was adapted for MTV. And I actually bought the animated series on eBay a while ago, and it holds up. It's really cool. I want a little more. This is a little too. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just. Nice. Let's just go ahead and clean some of this up. Nice. Nice. So what are you guys thinking so far? Is it ridiculous, or are you guys still digging it?
St. Jude was founded with an understanding that no child should die in the dawn of life. Nothing stops in the way of us.
Okay, I need to get that
Not even war.
acrylic back out.
One of the partners for Safe for Ukraine, which is the initiative.
I hope I have some white left.
From Ukraine to physical safety, continuing high-quality cancer directed therapy.
Say What Studios, thank you very much.
Living up to that
This one's gotta
of St. Jude through the global community.
chill a little bit. Nice. Thank you, Jen Lamp 8. Thank you so much. Thank you for the likes. Say What Studio. Yeah, Say What Studios. Thank you very much. Okay. Now I might be out because it's my most used liquid acrylic. But I need white.
I have my sister with her children back in Ukraine. It's so hard for us to get apart, and yet we have to do that for the sake of our daughter's life.
So let's switch over here. I think I'm about at the end of my rope on this white here. Come on. Come on.
And not just our children, all children.
Oh, I think it's done for. Freak. That's all right. That's all right.
This kindness that they experience here, this is so unbelievable. This is unconditional kindness, and we still cannot believe that.
Okay, let's see. What was I going to do next? Let's go back to the watercolor. Trying to decide what I want to do for his eyeballs. Should I just have them glowing? I can't remember what I was gonna do with the eyeball. Let's move, hold on, before we do that, let's move to the white inks. Let's start making some things pop here. So, thank you, Say What Studios. So I'm going to use this tiny little fine tip brush right here. I just bought this guy at Hobby Lobby, super cheap, nothing crazy. But what I want is some actually, I think what I should do it's working all right for now. I know they all look really intense right now, so just bear with me for a second. I'm going to soften them. This side's still pretty wet, so it's going to take me a second to get the whites to show through there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is soften a lot of these whites. And I've done that by just getting the paintbrush wet with just water. I'm just kind of softening them so they're not as intense as they were before. It helps them look a little cleaner. That's pretty wet. Thank you so much for the likes. All right, I need a little more white. Yeah, that looks pretty good over there. A little more white here. More white here. Nice. So those are really popping now. Nice. Jalen Lamp 8, thank you for sharing the video again. Yeah, if you guys are digging this, please share it. Helps get more eyes on it. Helps me grow as an artist. And helps TikTok know that we got some good stuff going here. Okay, now I'm going to add some highlights to the muscles. And don't worry, I know that they look super cheap right now. But I'm just adding them now like this. And I'll go back like I did before and I'll soften them. Thank you, Jill. Okay, now we're just going to soften these. And since we have so many layers, it's not guaranteed that everything's going to work exactly how we're expecting it to work, but it's going to be close. And a lot of it's still wet. We have to remember that too. Nice. Digging that. It's looking good. I want some white over here. Now, that looks too intense. So I'm just gonna soften it up a little bit. I'm actually gonna dab it with my finger. Pick some of it up there. Thanks for hanging out. Take flight, rise above. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Okay. Now, let's see. I like the hints of blue that I have on the cheekbone right now, so I'm going to add a little bit more of that to the face. Oh, wait. I can't leave this metal out right here. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of that blue. I really like the blue. Before I add that crown, I have to wait for the most of the paint to dry, so switch back to the other brush. Like that. Nice. Cool. Okay. Now, what we really want is that white acrylic paint. It's dead. Freak. That's all right. Okay, we're gonna switch back. It's had a lot of it's had a second to dry. Switch back to the black ink. Jill, thank you very much for the like. Okay, and now we're going to keep some of it in the dark or in the blur, but I want some things kind of, we're going to be, oh, that was a heavy line. Dang it, I don't like that. That's what I get for not waiting for things to dry. It's all right. Okay, don't want to go too heavy on it. Oh, I wanted to come back over some of this stuff. Okay. Kind of bring them back into the foreground a little bit. Okay. This dude is just so yoked. Okay, I'm gonna clean that. Now, what's sweet about that white ink I showed you guys before is that it works with the pen nib, the drawing tool. So I can add some really cool details that are only white. So I'll show you. So you can add like these white hairs. Freddie the artist, welcome back. And then this is a great way to add like wispies and rips to these broken hair, the broken skin. It's paper's so wet, it's kind of struggling. But these are the little details that a lot of people don't really notice. But they do a lot more than you know. Nice. Latina Woman 22, thank you very much. Yeah, the white really makes things pop. Let's see. Let's give him a little bit of like an underlight down here. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And then I want this to be brighter. Nice. All right, what do you guys think the eyes should be? I'll take suggestions. I was just gonna color them like a blue. Should they have pupils in them? Should they just be glowing color? Green and glowing. I don't want it to look too much like a demon or anything like that. I'm worried about with the green eyes. Blue glowing? Should it just be blue glowing? Should he have pupils? Should he have spirals in his eyes? I need to get that crown on there. Wish my white ink was working. Or my white paint. spirals. Blue purple. Blue purple would be sick. We could either do blue eyes with purple pupils or the vice versa. Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I don't know if his eyes are too small for the spirals. That's one thing that I'm a little worried about. Let's see if we can get that crown on there. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. I just want to get the shape of it. So when it dries, I can put some paint or something on top of it.
Nothing stops in the way of us achieving that mission, not even war. The St. Jude serves as one of the partners.
Okay, that's going to take a second to dry. So let's try the eyes. Blue, purple. Okay, let's do... Now I think I need to tap it to lighten them up. Now I want to add just the darker blue to the rims of the eyes. Just out here on the edges. I'll lighten those up. just needs. He just looks stoked. You just love him. What is it? Here we go. Bentham, thank you very much for the likes. We got these. So I'm just using a Micron pen just to add some extra texture right here. I think I just killed my pen though, because it just soaked up the ink, or the white ink. I don't know about you guys, but I freaking love this guy. Love him. Let's see. Nope. Just want more. Just want to keep, I lost some contrast in some areas with the paint smears. Not all the areas, but in some of the areas, and I want to get that contrast back so the face isn't super aggressive. Nice. can't hear anything? Can anybody hear anything? We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, Vane KC, it must be your phone. Let's do... Okay. You guys, I can't believe a lot of you have been hanging out for as long as you have. We've done this drawing from start to finish here. So I need just a little bit. we're almost at the end. So if you guys like this post, give me some likes. Let me know that you've enjoyed. It's not super easy doing this with a camera right in my face. So if you guys like this post or if you like this live feed, send me some likes. Share it on your feed so TikTok knows that this is cool stuff and it should share it with more people. All right. I think we're gonna call it there. Just gonna add a few more finishing touches and then we'll be done. I'm pretty stoked about this piece though. I really like it. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, thank you. All right, what else do I need to add here real quick? Okay, now I need this little guy. Michael Vaughn, 123, thank you very much. Just adding some finishing touches right now. I think we need a little more down here. Oh, awesome, Michael. What do you like to draw? Are you more of a are you more of a pencil guy, or do you do the pen and ink? What do you like to do? Make sure these guys are covered. Sorry, I keep pulling it off the screen. This part, I have to be very specific on what I'm doing. I agree, yeah. Art's the best. It's looking good. You guys can't even see it for what it's worth. The camera lens kind of washes it out with the light. When I see it, when you look at it right in person, woo, it is rad. Almost there. Almost there. So I want around the robotics, I want some red paint spatter is what I want. I'll hold it up to the camera in just a second. Okay, and then for the last, want it. There we go. We're gonna add some shine to this crown right here. Came out a little muddy. Okay, now time to sign it. I think that's where I'm going to call it right there. Now where do I want to sign it? I'm going to need the other pen. All right, you guys, this is the last bit. I'm signing this mofo. Send me some likes. Nice. All right, you guys, that's all she wrote. Oh, you want to see some close-ups? That's right. Here's some close-up details. He's so strong. All right.